Okay, so a couple of questions came up that we just discussed. One is that if you want to match case insensitively, so if you want to match without regard to the case, you can use this -I flag. And for example, if you grep -I nano, it doesn't matter if you capitalize certain letters or not, or if you use all lowercase to match something that's uppercase, it will still match. And the other thing is that do you need to use the quotes around your regular expression? Typically it's a good idea. And additionally, there's something you can do that's really useful. So what we did was we just added a couple more characters to our bar file. One line has a single quote and another line has some double quotes. So let's do this. So we're going to grep here's bar. So this should work. We have here's with a single quote and then it's bounded by double quotes. So that works. Alternatively, if we want to, if we had typed grep, this throws off the program because it thinks that we ended the regular expression after the E when that's not what we wanted to do. So alternatively, if we wanted to match that last line that has the word double in double quotes, we could do grep, use a single quote, double, and this would match. And you can see that the double quotes are highlighted. If we had just done this, you see that the matching word is now not including the quotes. And even if we had used double quotes, you see it's still not matching. So having these two different types of quotes can come in really handy when we want to match one of them in the regular expression. There are other ways to do it. You can use a backslash. So if we go back to here's, that doesn't work. That's more of a Python style or a Perl style thing. There's a way to do that, but we'll cover all this kind of stuff in a couple weeks when we do a course on regular expressions.
There's no way to do, like, if let's say I'm looking for a document, I need everything with the quote, and you want quotes and double, you can out of that.
No, I mean there's ways to do it. You can. There's ways to escape characters. In fact, okay, I need to look at it. But you're never like, there's always a way to do it. I promise you that. It might not be grep. It might be egrep, or it might be Perl, or it might be Python. Probably grep can do it. If you want to match all kinds of crazy different characters, there's a way to do it. Yeah. So fear not.
So I just noted that when you use grep,
Yeah.
just bring out the line that you are looking for
Right.
within that. But can you just print out the whole file and you find out where is the big value?
Yes. So can you just print out the whole file and see the coloring of the thing that matches? Yes. There should be a way to do that. That's not really how grep works. For sure you can show. So let's just go back to one of our simple examples here. So that will show you the line that matches. If you do -V, it will show you all the lines that don't match.
Can you get the line number as well?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not. I'd have to. So let me get back to you on the line number thing and the printing all the lines. I mean, you can also, if you're using Sublime Text or Atom. So I use Sublime Text, and I have this. Remember, if we type alias, you can see all the aliases. I have a lot, but the one I'm going to use is this one, Sublime. So I'm going to open Sublime Text in my applications. So I'll type Sublime bar, and now this will open up the file in Sublime Text. And if I type Command F, which is find, and then I say double, it's going to highlight the word double, or I can type the, and it will highlight all the times. So there's other ways to do it. I'm sure there's a way in grep or something similar on just on the command line. I just have to look up what that is. Okay. So we covered a few other things last time. How to find the manual page or man page for a command. This help command, which to show where the command is. The fact that the history is stored, and we'll cover a little bit more about history in a few minutes. Using top to display the current processes, and then importantly exit to exit out of the current session. We covered text editors, we covered setting up your bash environment, and one of the students asked about history and setting your history. So there's some additional commands that I added here that you might want to use that will expand your history to 100,000 commands, which could be useful if you want to go back much further than it typically will store. And there's more information about how to format your history in different places online, and I can refer you to those. The other thing here is just if you're interested in Nano, there's some information about using Nano here. Okay, so that is a recap of Lesson 2 with some additional stuff we didn't cover last time. Moving on to Lesson 3, what we're going to do in this lesson is cover bash variables and commands using those variables, executing bash scripts and dot files, parsing files, working with input and output, wildcards, brace expansion, and control keys. So one of the things that you can do with bash is it's effectively a programming language. And you can write scripts that will automatically process files, for example, and you can save a lot of time. If you want to do the same thing to 100 files, you don't have to open each one individually and do something to it. You can write a bash script that will do it for you. You can also do similar kinds of things with Python, as we'll see in this course, but in many cases it's faster and easier just to do it within bash. So we won't cover too much of bash programming in this course, but I do want to go over some of the things that might be useful if you're going to do that. One is you can assign a value to a variable, and the way that you do that is you type the name of the variable, an equal sign, and then what you want it to be. So we can say a equals 0, and then if we want to see the value of that variable, we type echo, and then the symbol to represent the variable when we're using it is a $sign. So we could, and then we could say b equals bar, so we can say echo, and we could do, if we want to do something longer, we can say something like this. These are just ways to store values or strings or whatever to a variable. There's another variable that comes in handy, which is your path. If you type, and this command echo, what echo does is just prints the value of a variable or an expression. You type echo path, and you're going to see probably not as many things as mine, but each of these strings separated by a colon is a folder on your computer where the computer will look for commands when you type them. So this user local bin or user bin, if you remember last time, we found a lot of the commands, the common commands in those directories. We can also do echo shell. So shell is a variable that is stored as the current shell that you're running. So for most of us, this should be bash. I think if you're running certain versions of Ubuntu, this would be Z shell or ZSH, which is a newer version of bash that has some different features. There's some other cool little variables that might come in handy. There's a random number generator that will generate. I think this is a random number between. Actually, I don't. I think the seeds might be set because it seems like I'm not getting the full gamut of random numbers, but there's some features there. Yeah.
Is it seeded by the clock like you have in some other like in R, or is it?
You know, I'm not sure. This is just something I kind of discovered and used. I'm not sure about the seeding, and I have to look up about the it looks typically you get a number from like 0 to 1 or whatever, or from 0 to 1,000,000. This doesn't seem to be that, so I need to
I'm getting
follow.
similar numbers to yours, at least order of magnitude.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're seeded. I wouldn't use this for anything important until you figure out a little more what's going on under the hood. But it's there. Yeah.
When you echo the path, it's hard to read.
Yeah.
Can you think of a kind of a hack to make it?
Yeah. Actually, that's a good question. I was just reading about that last night, and let me see if I can find that while.